Alright, so, what's up, y'all? Back with Voice Garage here doing another video, and today we are going to compare these. So, stay tuned.
Been forgotten, Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Said I've been forgotten, Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Said I've been forgotten, Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Said I've been forgotten, Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Said I've been forgotten, Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Okay, so, I know most of y'all probably want me to do a part 3 to the, Yazoo, but, I haven't been able to start filming it just yet, cause, I just haven't got around to it, and, that takes a while to do those too, cause it takes me multiple days to film those, cause, it's a lot of work having to do, and, cause then sometimes I gotta go get some stuff, or I ain't got the right tool I need, or something. So so them usually take a little longer to do than some of these other ones, but so I could have a video of this week. That's why I decided to do these. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I didn't have another one of these, but now I got one. So let me reposition my camera so y'all can see a little better. And I don't know if my microphone's working either. I got it hooked up, but I don't know if you can hear me any better. I guess I'll find out when I get done with this, but okay, so let me reposition my cameras out. And notice my tail fix is off. Thing on the shelf right there a minute ago. Now, that's just a temporary spot. That's not gonna stay there forever. I gotta find somewhere to hang that. So I got a picture frame on it, as you see, but like I said, it's just gonna be a temporary spot. I gotta find somewhere to hang that in here. So I found a good place over there, but I ain't got a screw hanging on, so I'm gonna have to put a screw in over there. But anyway, get back to the point. We're gonna do a comparison of these. Now, this here is called the Gordon 6-inch bowie, which is now you can get Harbor Freight. It was like $24, I think, when I got it. Price may have went up since then, I don't know. But and this one is a Buck 119, and this one's actually a 100-year anniversary. One only made in 2002, so this is actually a special one. But so we're gonna compare these and see what similarities they have and stuff like that. So first, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at the sheaths. Okay, so these sheaths are almost identical, but now on the clone here, the snap is completely different. It snaps to in the front right here. And if you look at this too, it's kind of it's leather, but it's more of like a thin leather. See, here's the belt loop, which is like this. It's pretty thin. That would probably wear out pretty quickly on your belt. But you can see it looks like a buck sheath. I mean, that's what they're trying to do. They can't make it exactly the same because they'd probably get copyrighted. But it's also got the plastic shank in there, or maybe insert, not a shank, but. You see there's stitching on there. Now the buck sheath, you can see it, the snap snaps to on the back instead of on the front, and it's a lot thicker leather too, as you can see. The belt loop is a whole lot thicker than the clone. You see it actually snaps to double in two places right here. You compare it, as you can see, the buck sheath the belt loop would last a lot longer than this one. And you see there was also a lot more prep work done to the stitching on the buck than the clone. It also says 119 on the back right there. And the snap on the buck actually says buck on it, and This one's just a plain black snap. The snap on the buck looks like it's made a little bit better than the clone. But this one also has the plastic shank in it, but not shank, I mean the insert. But unfortunately this one's actually broken half. I thought it was 2 pieces, but after I got to looking at it, I think it's actually somebody split it in 2 for me. But it still works, still does what it needs to do. But so I guess that's all I can really say about the sheath. So let's get on to the knives. As you can see, these blades are almost identical. There's a few differences. You can see the clone is pretty simple. The blade has the blood fuller in it right there too. This one has a number on it. It says GK21. I don't know what it means, but as you can see, there's no finger grooves in this. There's one right there. The buck here, as you can see, the handle's a lot glossier. There's finger grooves. This one, as you can see, has the anvil on it, which the anvil was only put on there in 2002. And the chrome pieces are a lot shinier on the buck. And if you notice too, the clone's handle is a lot beefier and thicker than the buck. The clone, I actually think, has a little bit of a better grip to it than the buck. The finger grooves on the buck kind of feel a little odd. I've never been one for finger grooves, but you can tell the buck has more quality to it though. And the pommel, as you can see here, on the clone it's got more defined edges, and on the buck it's more rounded. And the blade here, as you can see, the clone just has a straight edge, while the buck has like a false edge to it. So I guess the buck, if not the buck, I mean the clone, would last a little bit longer with a straight edge than this false edge. But so which one would you buy? I mean, like I said, this one was like $24 when I bought it, I believe. And this one, new, these were probably about $60 to $70. But when you price and quality is when you pay more, you get better, is what usually how it works. When you pay cheaper, you usually get cheaper. But this clone would probably, I mean, you could probably use this and it work. The knife is actually better than the sheath. A lot of times when you get a good knife, it has a crappy sheath. There's a lot of knives I got that are fairly decent knives, but they got crappy sheaths, like that Kit Carson knife I showed y'all a long time ago. It had a plastic sheath that's really crappy. But like I said, it's a leather sheath, but it won't last as long as the buck sheath. Oh, I forgot to mention too, the rib on the back of the buck is a lot thicker than the clone. So in the sheath, the clone, you can snap it too. So it still has a little bit of play in it, but I mean, it'll keep it in there, but as you see, it's still got play. But the buck, however, get it in there, and you can see it's pretty tight. Hardly no play in it at all. So I'll show y'all these on my belt and show you how both of them kind of wear and feel and all that stuff. So stay tuned. Okay, so now I got the clone on my belt, and as you can see, it don't look too bad. I mean, it functions. See that it's more when I walk, it rattles a lot more. But so you unsnap it, comes out pretty nice. The snap being the front, it's easy to unsnap, and put it back in. Easy to do, not one-handed, but you see, snaps back too easily. I mean, it functions, does what it needs to. But like I said, if you'd wear this a lot, they'd probably wear this thin strap out, cause I had a multi-tool. I had like a nylon sheath you stuck it in, and the strap on it just shredded all to pieces after I wore it for a long time. So unfortunately I had to quit wearing that, but as you can see, just pretty simple. It functions. You could probably order a better sheath for it if you wanted to get these, because the buck sheath will actually sort of interchange with these because it's basically the same knife almost. So you could probably, if you wanted to get one of these, you could pay $24 for this and then probably get a buck sheath to replace this thin leather one. But okay, so let's I'll put on the buck knife and I'll show y'all how it functions. So here's the buck sheath on my belt, and as you see, when I walk it don't rattle near as much as the other ones because the strap's a lot tighter and a lot thicker. And the snap is on the back, which you would think would make it harder to undo, which actually it's not that difficult to undo and take this out, believe it or not. So I thought it'd be harder to get this out being on the back, but it's actually not. And as you can see, it comes out pretty easy. Goes back in. Easy to snap back. See kind of what it looks like. I've actually seen a guy wearing this exact same knife or one similar to this in town one time. But as you can see, looks cool. And like I said, you could pretty much tell a real buck knife apart from the clones, because it's got the decorative parts on it too here too. But see, functions pretty good to me. This one looks better than the other one, and this sheath will last a lot longer. But okay, so now I'll show you my final thoughts. Okay, so my final thoughts on these. Excuse me. My final thoughts on these. I prefer the buck knife, cause I just like it better. I think it looks cooler than this one. But and plus the sheath's a lot better. See, that strap is done forked down the belt a little bit, and that one's still pretty intact. But so which one do I recommend? If you're comfortable with spending a little more money, I'd go for the buck knife because it'll last a lot longer, especially the sheath wise. Now, like I said, if you wanted to, you could probably buy one of these clones and buy maybe a buck sheath. I don't know if you can buy the sheath just itself, but if you could probably buy one of these sheaths and one of these knives, and they should go together. You see, this is basically the same knife. It should go right in, yeah. It actually fit right in there. It'll work the other way around. Yeah, the other way works around too. But yeah, so you could do this probably, get the clone maybe if you wanted to, and swap it out with swap the sheath from this sheath to a real buck sheath. If you wanted to go the cheaper route. But if you want to spend a little more money, I'll just get the real buck 119. Because buck knives are really good knives. My daddy had a folding pocket buck knife, which he used to use a lot. But the buck 120, he thought about getting one of those too. The buck 120 is basically the same thing as this, but it's got a longer blade. And so, do I recommend the clone? I guess, like I said, if you're on a cheaper budget, I guess you don't want to spend as much money, you could, because quality wise, I mean, it feels a pretty sturdy knife. I seen a video on YouTube where a guy actually took this apart. I'll put a link up there if you want to watch it. And it took him like 2 or 3 strikes with a hammer to break this. And for a cheap knife, that's actually pretty strong for something cheap. Cause usually cheap stuff breaks easily, but this is probably take longer to break, I guess, because it's actually an authentic buck knife. But have you ever watched the movie Scream? He uses a buck knife. I don't know if it's a 119 or 120. It's either one of the two. I think it's one of these. But so I guess if you wanted to go to a Scream for Halloween, you could use either one of these. I mean, you can't take this to a convention because it's a knife and you get arrested. But you could probably take and doll this up, and make it like a prop knife. But if you're gonna do that, I'd probably use the clone instead of trying to tear up one of these, because these are way too expensive to tear up. And this one you can get pretty cheap. So like my opinion, I'd rather have, if I had to pick one of these, I'd pick this one, because I just feel this one is made a lot better than this. So if y'all like this video, you want more like it, feel free to comment and tell me if y'all have both of these two, and tell me which one you prefer. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the Backwoods Boys Garage. I'll see y'all next video.
When we fall in the road, and we live a night on road, and the trees release the ghost to the